All right, PVL is starting officially. You out here killing it again? Yes, I am, James. You know it. That's all I do. With that being said, let's get into these games. And my mouse ain't working to put this up there. Bam! All right. All right, so we have Groot, Cricknack, the new hero being banned out on the blue side. Over on the red side, we got Valheim. We have Marja and Ignis being banned out. So, Dynasty, looks like they're going to be going with Alindis and Malik as their first two choices. Incarnate actually going with that Crush. We have seen Incarnate do really well with that Crush. Would be awesome to see some kind of team up. And as we were just talking about Necroth, look who just happens to show up. We either have a fan of the stream or just a coincidence. I don't know. Well, you know what? Let's just think that it's a fan of the stream. We got Principal Panda being picked up over on this red side, and also Gilder. So we saw Gilder do exceptionally well yesterday. So no surprise that we're going to start seeing him more in the meta. All right. Chugnar being picked up. So I got to say, Incarnate with the Crest and also a Chugnar, it would assume that Chugnar is going to be the support at this role, and Crest is going to be more of the damage in that. I'm just going off of the execute and heals there. So very tanky team to look at, and they don't really have much damage. Scud can do some burst, but very bursty, but not sustained damage. Necroth is very much the same thing. He's a very good at closing or initiating, but not that sustained fight. So they really don't have much sustained damage. So Crest is really gonna have to pick up a lot of this extra damage that he needs to dish out. If we look over on this other side, Raz, Panda, Gilder. I mean, this red team has a dream team. And then there's Gilder. Throwing out the shade today on Gilder. But no, actually Gilder's fine. He can do well in team fights. All right, boys. The teams are picked. Game's about to start. Let's get some hype in chat. If you have the have any kind of hype emotes, let's see them. Let's see them. Yeah, I gotta say, Chugnar is more than likely gotta go mid. I don't know if they're just trying to change something up. Maybe they're going off the meta. Anyone? Crickets? Did I just hear crickets? Hang on. But yeah, this is a very unique team. I don't know how it's going to work as far as when it comes to, like, I think team fights they're gonna do well, but I think lanes they're really gonna suffer. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I want to be proven wrong. I think that'll be great. This red team just has an absolute dream team. I think this Raz is going to be their worst nightmare, to be honest. I think Raz is just going to rip this team apart because of all the armor that they're more than likely going to get for these two heroes, and having a Gilder that, if he goes damage, also is really going to throw a wrench in this team.
Welcome to Arena.
All right, boys, here we go. Game number 1, and it's out of pause. But that's okay. All right, looks like it was just a slight pause, and the game is starting up. All right, good deal. You can see all the players actually rushing towards the middle, and we can see that this Lindis is actually taking a different approach, making sure that this other side is safe. I do like Red's approach, making sure that this bush is there, watching this watching this buff, making sure that the Panda does get the buff. I do like that blue went straight over to red. They were able to find out that they weren't over there. Necroth taking full advantage of this, but ooh, look at this. The red team coming back with some heat too. He's actually they're going to be able to pick up this blue buff. That's going to have Panda rotating downwards unless they think that they started over to red. I'm not sure what kind of vision they did see. This Chugnar doing a great job, did actually give vision, but he possibly could go down here. He needs to be careful, and it looks like the blue team coming in. Mina doing a great job, and that's going to be first blood for this blue team, and they are pursuing this Panda so heavily that they need to be careful and start to back off. Duel coming in on that Lindis. Was able to react to that, but still only level 2. Not able to get a lot of damage out there. Mina overextending quite a bit. She is going to go down in one more hit, and that's what it takes. So it is a 1-to-1 exchange. Blue ends up coming out ahead because the Necroth actually was in the jungle through that period of time. I think maybe a misplay on that Necroth. I think he should have stayed in the team fight. Actually, Mina really should have backed off much earlier, but Necroth could have been a little bit more around for some kind of reaction. But let's go ahead and check it out in the lanes. Duel is going to be down on bottom versus Incarnate. Incarnate is going to have a very tough time. Oh, and we actually have a fight over at the red side. And look at this blue trying to defend this this red buff. And you could see Mina, again, very overextended. She is going to go down in one more hit. And that's all it takes. There is Raz to pick up that kill. Duel is able to pick up on that crash. And all of this because of Mina overextended. Chugnar able to get out of that situation. But look at this. Necroth falling to half life within just moments. This red team at this point, such a great position. Should be able to move into this into this dragon. Checking in on top, and you can see off meta and Gilder having a little bit of a slap fight, but nothing too major. Taking a look down on bottom. Red did not go for the dragon. I think it's due to the amount of life that they had. And look at this. Chugnar trying to throw out some damage, but you gotta be careful with that Malik. Malik can do so much damage with that true swipe. We can see that red looks like they want to rotate up to top, see if they can find out meta. Meta in the bush, able to escape. This is going to be a waste of time for this red team unless meta comes out of this out of the tower range. Duel back in mid, and you can see that look like they might try to rotate. Oh, looks like they're just rotating down on bottom. I'm really surprised that Dragon has not been picked up right now. Both these teams play quite a bit, and the fact that this Dragon is still up and has not been taken, and we're at almost 4 minutes into this game, it's just mind-blowing. It just tells you all the action. Mina, again, trying to go in, going onto Panda. Panda lands a great ult onto all three, but just not able to capitalize and finish off any of them. If we take a look over at Scud, oh, so close to dying. Raz is doing crazy damage at this point, and just like I was saying, and an interesting fact, Raz picked up the support item. I gotta say, that is very odd. I don't know if that was on purpose, but yeah, he has it, and he is rocking it quite a bit. Almost steals the red buff. That would have been a huge for Raz right there to get that red buff away from that Necroth. Necroth is not to be trifled with right now. He is level 6. Raz is only level 5. If Kresh was paying attention, he would come back and try to help out on this Raz. But again, Kresh is now initiating on. We have 2 fights going on at the same time, and I'm really not sure what to do about either one of these. Incarnate actually does finish off the his fight. But look at this. He's finishing off creeps. He could come up here and help. I'm really not sure why he's not helping. He does finally notice what's going on after that big fight. But look at this. Malik doing big boy things. One more swipe, and he will do some massive damage. And there it is. Coming in. Finishes off the Chugnar. Let's check in up on top. Top, just again, they're 2 tanky individuals going at each other, and they're just not able to make any headway as far as the life department and cutting them down. Panda going for that blue buff, which is a great opportunity for him, but you can see Necroth very close. Malik close by. Necroth does not finish that off, and it looks like Panda does pick that up. Malik is in some big danger here, and Roz lands a great stun and stops Necroth going after that Malik. Malik coming back into the fight, trying to offer some support. Roz doing a great job landing that fireball, and just like I was saying, Roz is just everywhere he needs to be. He's going to be able to kill this Chugnar if Chugnar is not careful. He really needs to back at this moment. Checking in on bottom, you can see that Incarnate and Lindis still going head-to-head. Lindis now backing off, going for that blue buff, which is a great opportunity for them. Gilder is finishing off this top tower, and look at this red team doing a great job zoning out the creep wave from coming over to the tower, and they are going to easily back off at this point. All right, so very big fights. It is 4-7. One tower, which we just saw, was for the red. It is the first objectives 6 minutes into this game. I just cannot believe that no one has tried to take a dragon at this point. I mean, this isn't the kinds of plays that we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing dragons on top of dragons. Panda going in. They don't know that Chugnar's there. Chugnar now showing his face. Panda, if he would have landed that, would have got Chugnar dead to rights. Chugnar is able to walk out of that freely. We have Malik and Roz setting up something, waiting for any kind of rotation. They do find Necroth in the jungle, and they are in pursuit, but look at this blue team. Blue team reacting pretty well to that. We have Kresh coming in with the ult, but just completely runs away. Mina tries to go in, tries to offer some initiation. Mina getting dropped down as well as Necroth, and just a bad initiation from the blue team. I really thought that they would have went full in on that blue team, or on that red team, but the blue team really hesitated. That little hesitation, it completely wasted the ult from Kresh. Another tower being destroyed. That is this bottom one. That is now 2 objectives for this red team, and you can see the gold lead at this point is now in the 3 to almost 4K gold lead. Look at Roz going hard, trying to get Scud into there, and Scud with an amazing ult finishes off Panda. Roz is still around, but he needs to retreat, and Roz is taken out by the Chugnar, and now that was a 2-for-0 exchange there. Oh, now we have the blue team playing very needs to play very careful. They just finally got back into this game with that pickup. Blue team needs to go back, heal, and just get that health back up. Get back into mid. Mina did a pretty good job there, I gotta say. From what we've seen before, she's kind of overextended in the past 3 fights, but really was able to pull out a good pull and ult there. Scud, again, with his ult during that last team fight, really set the stage for his team to succeed. Roz is just absolutely everywhere, and this blue team just doesn't know how to handle it. So a poor ult, not able to connect, and you can see that. And Duel just getting completely caught out underneath the tower with 3 of the blue members there. Gets taken out. This blue team has really started to catch up. The gold lead now is only about 3K, just over 3K, and man, they are making some big changes. The red team did pick up the dragon. Finally, the first dragon of the game, almost 9 minutes into this. I'm really surprised about this. Really surprised. All right, we do have a push down on bottom. Gilder popping his ult, but the ult from Scud knocks him further into the tower. That's going to be another objective down for this red team. They really need to start protecting these. Panda doing a great job playing possum in the bush, ready to pounce at any moment. And look at this. Here he comes. A great ult lands on 2 people, and that is Scud that is going to fall. And Chugnar and Kresh have to back out. And look at this. Malik wants a piece of that, jumps in, throws out his ult, but it's just not able to connect, and it really slows them down. Gilder almost picking up that kill onto the Chugnar, and the top tower did fall during that. Necroth looks like he's trying to do Dragon by himself, which is a big misplay. As far back as this blue team has to play, the Dragon's just not in the cards. If he tries to do that, and you will see Duel and the rest of the red team just completely falling in on you. And look at this, going hard onto Kilder. It is just barely touched him. Really went for the wrong person there. Panda comes in and lays Necroth out. Look at this, Duel in a great position. Definitely has the Dragon to himself and should have no problem being able to finish this off. Gilder comes to offer some assistance. Let's check in on the blue team over in the mid. And you can see that they are struggling with just the two. That Roz with those fireballs is really just cutting every single person down. With that extra damage increase, Roz tries to go in onto Chugnar, just not able to connect with his entire combo because of the Mina. And look at this, Scud trying to come in onto that Roz. Roz gives him a straight uppercut to the face, and that'll be the end for him. Panda does want to come and try to get this blue buff. I'm not sure who ended up picking that up, but I believe it was Roz. And look at this, Roz still in there offering some assistance. We can see that Duel is going to have to run away at this point due to how low he is. And look at that, just completely getting shredded. And that is a full team wipe for this blue team. So quad kill. Can we see the mega kill? Unfortunately, no. No mega kill for him. So good plays all around, but this red team definitely had this in the bag from the moment they won that first tower. It was a landslide downwards at that point. But a good game nonetheless. I really think that just like we were saying at the beginning, I think the blue team with their picking, I think they lost in the pick phase. They just really didn't have it in their cards. Like if we take a look at the damage, Chugnar was the one that did the most damage, which is just mind-blowing to me. Just mind-blowing. A Necroth, a Crushed, or I'm sorry, a Scud wasn't able to really top a Chugnar. I mean, Chugnar does do good damage, but he is not the damage potential that you want for the main damage potential you want for your team. And just like I was saying, this Roz was going through and cutting them deep. 24% of that damage. Looked good. Solid plays all around. I'm just really surprised by this support item. I mean, it's such an interesting build, but it really paid off. It will be nice to see if they end up going that route for this next game. So we'll go ahead and get that started right now. So give me one moment. Let's get some cheers in chat. If you have the pizza icon, pizzas. Let's get the pizzas in chat, boys. While I smash on some pizza in between these games. Hope you guys enjoyed that. All right, there we go. All right, let me finish my pizza real quick. The teams are joining right now, and then we'll get this next game underway. I'm sorry, boys got to eat, you know. All this casting is just so hard, you know. It's a rough life. A guy in orange, yeah, bud. We're gonna be doing some Facebook streams soon. If you're on that Discord, definitely follow it if you want to check it out. By the way, we're going to be doing double the giveaways, I believe. Thank you so much for that follow, bud. Appreciate your face. Zen, how you doing, bud? I'm getting a lot of lag playing NA servers. Any ideas how to fix it? Honestly, I think a VPN would probably help. All right, game started. We're just waiting on bans and for me to finish some food real quick. I just want to play more marbles. I don't care about winning. All right, buddy. We'll get to some of that later tonight. Oh, you're the mage from Trash Time? Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? Most good VPNs you gotta buy. That's true, but they're worth it. Bans are almost up, and I'm almost done with my pizza. What are some mage heroes I should rank? Liliana. Liliana for sure. She's really good. Onion, what's up, dude? How you doing, bud? Ignis is really good too. Yes, absolutely. What's a good mobile VPN? I'm not sure, bud. All right, boys. Thank you for being patient in between those two games. So remember, Dynasty did end up taking game 1. So we're going to be moving into game 2. There we go. So Dynasty ended up taking game 1. We're going to be moving into game 2. If Dynasty does win, we're going to move to our next set of games. If they lose, we will have a third game. So just be ready for that. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking. Let's get going. All right. So if we take a look, Chugnar, Marja, Crest being banned over on this blue side. On the red side, no ban, Groot and Malik being shown as bans. We see Kriknak, Mina, Yorn, Arduin, and Liliana being played. I tell you what, someone on this side is really listening to us. I swear, the moment we say something, they pick it. It's kind of pretty awesome. We got the new hero. What's his name? Lumber, Ignis, Joker, and finally Zenial. All right, boys. Games. Heroes are picked. Game's about to start. Let me pause this music. Sorry about that. We got to make sure that we don't hit copyrights while we're doing all this, so that when they re-upload it, everything's good. So apologize that the music was going on. I gotta say, very interesting. So Tobias was actually in mid before, and now he's playing support, which I gotta say is very interesting. And Duel was actually playing Lindis and is now playing mid. And normally Duel does play mid. He's a mid main for sure. I mean, he can play everything, but that's I think where he's most comfortable. You should play the NCS playlist. I do, Hater, but we just like to keep it so that there's no music, just so that we don't have any kinds of kind of issues. What happens with those NCS lists is that if they copyright down the road, then we get hit with copyrights. So, and also it's just nice to have just the gameplay, no distractions, no nothing. Apex is going to feed yet carry. Ooh, all right. We'll be watching on him. Elsu's I don't know. I want to see him played at a high rank, and then I'm curious if this is going to be that moment. Was playing support Raz, and Malik was playing mid. Really? Blitz. Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea. So that explains the support item. Oh, wow. Well, he did exceptionally well, for sure. He did absolutely well. I want to see him play this this Lumber. Lumber is such a hit or miss champion with me personally, but I think that other people do very well with him. But when you see a good Lumber, it is just, it is not fun. So we can see that there's 2 punishes over on this blue side for Xenial and that Joker, both of them picking up the perspective jungle item to get to use that punish. Apex actually is going to take some damage here, but is going to be able to get out of there unscathed. So Apex is actually going to be in mid, possibly? And we see that Ignis is actually rolling up top. So a very different type of genre, or type of hero thing here. So Galaxy actually going over to the red buff, sees the Cricknack, is trying to initiate onto him. Ignis now reacting to this, doing a great job, and you can see that Yorn, Incarnate, actually coming as also. And look at that, really slowing down this jungler, but oh man, you can see the red team is not happy about that. Galaxy did poke the bear in this situation. Hopefully he's got his run ability, which I don't think he does. He actually does have it. He does have both of the abilities. He is able to get to his team, but he's going to run smack dab into a Arduin. Arduin able to throw out some of his skills, be a little scary, and it looks like Galaxy is going to be able to get out of that situation. Can we talk about the run that he just went? He went from all the way back down to his red and ran through 2 towers and 5 heroes and still lived. That's the power of Joker's ability early game. That movement speed and also being able to negate all of the physical damage is so huge. Xenial getting hooked and also stunned by that Liliana. And that Mina combo is just, oof. That's going to be a killer combo later on if they're able to land that. With the Yorn, too, I do like that most of their teams have stun. The only one is the Cricknack. Cricknack does have that high damage, so I think the red team does have a better team. Much better team than they did last game. Last game, they were just in such a bad showing just because of it all. Looks like Lumber's actually going to get initiated on, but look at this. It was around 4 of the heroes. Almost gets taken out by Ulsu, but they were able to come in, doing some damage. Xenial getting taken out, and Meta just doing works, getting that double kill, and he is just going to walk his happy butt down to bottom lane. And it looks like finally, this is what we're talking about. Look, this is what we needed. They needed to take the dragons last game. They didn't get any, I don't think they got a single dragon, and now they're finally going for it, but the rest of the team isn't there. Really like to see that. Oh, Mina falls to the snipe, gets shot directly out of the bush, wasn't able to dodge it, and look at this, the blue team comes in, does steal the dragon, great pickup, and Liliana perishes, and this red team's just getting picked off. That's the point. So this red team just really needed to get everyone together, and look at this. Arduin has to dodge some of these abilities, and oh, Apex might be able to finish him off if he flickers, and that's exactly what he does! Oh, so good. That is what I'm talking about. It's always such a great to see when players have that presence of mind to go in and know how much damage they're doing, especially with that. We see that Mina and Liliana going in, but it is just too much damage. Xenial coming in, dropping the heal. Lumber in hot pursuit of this Liliana, and can get him with the snipe. And oh, Joker! was able to land a rocket. So what an annoying team. Joker with his long-range stun, or with his long-range rocket, and Osu being able to go there. Man, the poke is crazy.
A blue team
All
tower
right.
has been destroyed.
So the blue team was able to pick up the tower down on bottom, and it looks like the red team was able to pick the top tower off. All right, blue team does have that dragon, so a big missed opportunity for this red team. They needed to really coordinate that dragon, but they just weren't there. Cricknack was off doing his own thing, and I believe it was only Liliana and Mina that were there. I think Arduin was also... oh, yeah, Mina did get sniped, and it was just Arduin and Liliana. So, great gameplay right now. I gotta say, this blue team is just looking so exceptionally good. We can see the snipes are about to start coming out. Big snipe coming, but not able to connect. Zenial trying his best to save this mid lane, and he's gonna have to take a trip back to base. Dragon is up at this point, and this red team really needs to start making their way here. So look at Liliana out of position. Really needs to be towards that dragon, knowing that that is the most important objective you could get at this point. A great snipe there onto Arduin. Does take him down, and then Joker also is just obnoxious at this point. Has to run past Lumber, gets past him. Joker does get stunned by this Arduin. And look at this. And Cricknack comes in, walks straight into just the worst situation he could be. And look at this. Snipes are just massive coming out. Got another one right there. And then Joker able to put the kibosh onto Liliana's little orb that was about to come out. That is 3 heroes down, and they're all going to the same person. And then check this out. A tower. This is going to be a high ground tower. Look where Yorn is. Yorn is still finishing a lane right now. They need to get back into this area, but just not able to. But luckily, Cricknack was up in time. But if he gets this snipe off... Oh, it was so close! I thought he was going to be able to finish it off, but Yorn, doing his Yorn things, is able to pick up a tower. So I gotta say, for what looked like it could be potentially bad, the red team was able to pick up the pieces, and Yorn staying down there, sticking to his guns, and finishing out that tower is really gonna help this red team come back. A great snipe. I'm so glad I was able to catch that. From such a long range. Duel just putting constant pressure onto this bottom lane, and Yorn finally is gonna come and may offer some assistance. And it looks like that's exactly what happened. Duel did pick up that blue buff. Duel is ready to party, and you can see it in his eyes. He's ready to set the world on fire. Zenio coming in, offering some support, and Duel is just laying down the law right now, dropping the fire onto everyone that is in his in range. So good stuff. So right now, Elsu 7-0, Ignis 2-0, 5 assists, Joker 2-1, Lumber 3-1, and Zenio 1-1. Zenio does have that 5 assists though, so he has definitely been around. Same with Lumber. This entire blue team is just doing so exceptionally well. Red, Mina tried really hard to get Galaxy there, but there was just no one there to follow up. This red team now trying to offer some, trying to do something with this dragon. But look where Cricknack is. Cricknack is completely running away from the situation, and both of the teammates, Mina and Yorn, are going to perish there. I got to say, that is a big misplay on that Cricknack's part. He just decided, you know what, I don't want to do that. I think it was a miscommunication. Now look at this blue team. They are reacting to this. Their Cricknack they're coming up for actually Liliana, but gonna maybe settle for a Cricknack. Snipe coming out, does miss, but I think they have the damage to possibly finish that off. And if that snipe would have landed, oh my goodness.
A blue team
All right.
tower has been destroyed.
It looks like Arduin is going to run straight into 4 of the 5 heroes of this blue team. And another kill. Racking up for that Elsu. right, look at the damage that Zenial's starting to do at this point. Not even able to fully, and oh my god.
Legendary.
Just when you think you have enough to get out of there with Liliana, a snipe out of nowhere comes in and just able to finish off Liliana, who's normally such an evasive character. Able to really put the hurt on her. Gotta say, 8-0 at this point. He is a beast. Absolute beast. And this red team, if we take a look, Liliana, 0-4, 3 assists. 0-2 0 for Yorn. Yorn is the person on the team that really needs to get around some of these team fights. Get some gold. Mina is 0-5 and 1 assist, which is not a good thing to see. And he picks up the red buff. You gotta be kidding me. And look at this. There's a big fight in the mid. The red team tower does get taken out in the mid. And oh, Zenial getting taken out by that Cricknack. Was so close to getting away, but look at, I would like to see Lumber maybe off some resistance, but he's like, nah, Joker's got it. It's no big deal. Duel coming in to try to put some damage onto that, and Lumber actually pushes the bottom tower with next to no issue. All right, so Joker now pushing onto this base. I just feel like this red team just doesn't have what it takes at this point to make a comeback. I really don't know if they can. The snipes are getting ready to start getting thrown out, and Arduin's so close to being dead. The snipe is real, and if it connects, that would be huge, but just not. Oh, it does, but he just doesn't have the damage. A second snipe coming out, and that is it for Liliana. Liliana is so susceptible to those, especially with duel around, and Cricknack has had enough of that and comes in and is able to finish off the two of them. And finally, Yorn actually does get the kill. That shutdown is actually going to swing a huge amount of money to Yorn, and you can see that he is finally caught up, and not only caught up, but is second, third as far as gold. So that's a big gold swing. Anytime you have over 3 or 4 kills, it is a huge gold swing for catch-up gold for the other team. I like what the red team's doing here. They're actually going for that Dark Slayer, which is exactly what they do. They have the tankiness, and they are able to pick up the Lumber also. It looks like the blue team is just getting a little sloppy at this point, but while we say that, you can see Galaxy picking up that Arduin kill. The Great Dragon actually being summoned very premature. They don't even use it at all. I would have liked to see it maybe go down mid. Now that one of the... yeah, I don't know. I think they really should have saved it. Ignis getting initiated on by that Mina. Look at the shred damage that this Cricknack does have. About 3 shots in. And now it's... Just as I said, I didn't think that this red team could come back. Look at them, a gold. It is finally starting to swing back in their favor. And look, it has been nothing but a blue team's game. But the gold is starting to swing back the other way. Cricknack coming in for that blue buff. Really does need it. Mina trying to initiate onto Zenial, knowing that that's kind of a mistake. Doesn't even throw out her ult. And you see Arduin. Looks like he's trying to set up. Mina needs to be careful. She was known to overextend quite a bit last game. But we'll see what she ends up doing. Lumber just offering such pressure on this bottom lane. Mina has to react and tries to clean up the wave. And the snipe is ready to go and misses the snipe on the red buff. And look at that. Liliana is just having such a hard game. 0-6 at this point. Just not able to connect and land. She's really not able to do much at this point. Oh, and it looks like Duel is about to get initiated on and just gets completely disintegrated. Zenial coming in, offering some support, but just too little too late to save Duel on that Ignis. And you can see, oh, such Apex does get taken out there. And red team's actually doing a great job cleaning up, but they lose the high ground tower, and that is going to be mega creeps for this team. Galaxy doing a great job offering more and more support. to keep these lanes pushed, and really needs to be careful with this Kriknak. He should be able to take him out next to no problem. Kriknak actually taken quite. If he would have landed that rocket, it would have been so good. So the damage is done. The high ground towers are taken out. And now it is the red team's game to try to piece back this completely broken game. Just when things were starting to get good, you can see this red team trying to push this mid lane, but with those mega creeps are just having a heck of a time. Liliana is so close to dying in that situation. Needs to be careful. But she's trying to throw as much damage as she can to this, and look at that damage. Basically two 3-shot Liliana. Ult actually coming out, but just doesn't connect with Kriknak. Kriknak staying close to that bush, just offering some eyes. But Arduin, again, maybe not paying attention fully. Off meta coming in. And Yorn trying to throw out some damage. Actually doing really good damage to that Lumber, but just not able to. And actually, off meta was able to connect and finish that off. And Apex able to finish off Arduin with that snipe. So right now, Kriknak really needs to get into a lane, and they need to get back to base. They are able to finish this game off right now. But here comes Kriknak and Mina. I don't know. This is such a bad fight for them. Red really needed Mina to initiate. She wasn't able to. She gets caught out, and that is the end for her. And now it is basically Blue's game to lose right now, and that is actually it. All right. Congrats to Dynasty. They were able to pick out and win that game. So good stuff. Congrats. So Vanguard wasn't able to pull it out this one, but great game all around. We got to say Ignis just doing 33% of that damage. The snipes were just incredible. Did really good. Apex did such an amazing job on that hero. Poor Liliana just really couldn't get anything going. 0 assists or 0 kills, 8 deaths and 6 assists. At least was able to get those assists. And same with Mina. Mina was struggling to initiate and have the team follow up. So, but with that being said, that is the end of our first set of games, and we're gonna.